sound. Devo Jones with the pick six, Keanu O'Neal with the hard hit, getting the ball back on offense. Watch Julio Jones keep moving the sticks. Calvin Ridley in for the score. We came back, we up four, about to get in. Our victory stance, no coming back. We closing the door. A-T-L, blackout. A-T-L, blackout.
Welcome to the show today, baby. This your boy Jimbo Dean, aka Jimbo Slice, aka Jimmy Obama. And I don't care how many times they beat us. Please, still, do not call me no damn New Orleans Saints fan. This is pound for pound ATL special. And baby, we are talking about that draft status, that draft position, and where currently, right now, today, we are at number 8 in the draft. Falcons is on the board, big dog. It's moving on. But as of today, we at number 8. Big Mike, what is going on? This is Pound for Pound ATL. It's a Friday show. We give them a little something. We give them a little sneak peek into that off season we got coming for them, big dog. What's going on, man? What's up, big baby? What's happening?
Hey man, like I said, anytime we get a chance to talk Dirty Birds, it's a good week, good time, good vibe, good love, man. So, like I said, I can't complain too much, man. But I think it's a good time to really, just kind of take a second, breathe, know it's been a long season. Not really here to talk about that today. We can look ahead a little bit. I think that when we
Yeah.
look at our draft position, like I said, we're drafting eight. I think it's time to really get familiar with a couple of the players that may be available in that position and really really just kind of dig into what next year could potentially look like in terms of some additions, because we'll be a team clearly next year with a lot of questions. I think we'll be a team that will have many more questions than answers, new general manager, potentially a new head coach. So many different variables, right? So I think that, as we look ahead to next year, this is a team with a lot of gaps, right? So,
Oh yeah.
looking forward to talking about, this 2021 class that's coming in, this mock, really in a mock draft format, right? So, like I said, we love to talk Falcons, love to talk Birds, and I don't think there's really much more exciting than really being able to talk about who could potentially be coming into the fold next year. And I already know this is where the Pound for Pound family always keeps the comments going, always has their thoughts. I'm sure everybody's going to have different thoughts about what direction do we go? Do we go, quarterback? Do we go with the hot shot quarterback? Do we stay conservative? Do we continue to build that offensive line? Do we plug it with potentially a guard? Things like that. So again, Big Jumbo. No, we talking a little mock draft, special Friday edition. So like I said, man, let's talk to him a little bit.
Hey man, look here. Like I said, man, in the intro, we are set at number 8, man. And as of right now, they're saying that we got a chance. Now this ain't concrete. Now y'all don't take this to heart, but this ain't concrete. We got a chance of earning the top five pick. We got 15.9% chance of getting the top five pick. I mean, not that high of a percentage of a chance, but we still got a chance because we just want to win over here. At the same time, we want to win, but they still got to do their job as well. And then on the flip side, as far as when it comes to a top 10 pick, our percentage of chance of getting a top 10 pick is 75.4%. So being at 8 right now, as we talk about this show, at 75.4%, you're probably gonna be at that 8, 9, or 10 spot. That you probably that's a higher percentage than 15.9%. Now I can't count that well, but I'm pretty sure that 75.4% is higher than 15.9%. So our percentage chances of getting a top 10 pick is very strong. So 8, 9, and 10 is kind of probably where we're gonna fall at. But as of today, we at number 8. So if we was to be picking the day, and me and Mike, we're gonna play a little GM, we're gonna play a little coach, new head coach, new GM, whoever they shall be. Cause don't get it twisted, Pound for Pound ATL. At the end of the day, we know whoever come in for the Atlanta Falcon organization is solely gonna be up to them. It's gonna be what they want to do and who they want to pick. But as of right now, me and Mike gonna play a little GM in this show today. And shout out to JR. What's going on, JR? What's going on, baby? Little Friday special for the people. Anyway, leaving the comment below as well about who y'all think are gonna go at number 8 as of today, as of you watching this show. Cause that's what me and Mike finna try to do for y'all. And boy, Ain't it about that time to kind of start creeping towards that way, Big Mike? It's
I
kind of
think
probably
so.
about that time, man. Because
That's
it number
that's what
four
it's
games left.
That's what I'm saying, man. And I think that a little bit of DBN, they seem like they might have already checked out already. They may already be thinking about like, man, this
Right.
team is disappointing. Whoever comes there, just be ready to win. But I think for those of us that like really breathe this, right? For our pound for pound family that comment every week, that always stay plugged in, tapped in, all times. Of course, we always do appreciate that. I
No
think that
question.
this is really the time for us to think about, okay, we played a what if game, right? And I think it is early enough in the draft process, in the mock draft process, that we can play a little what if, because we ask ourselves, where are we weak at right now, and what can we do to, infuse that? Because let's be honest with you. I'll say that the majority of us are rightfully guilty in understanding and wanting for us to continue to go defense. With our we get those picks. Typically, we want a defensive guy. We want an edge rusher. We always want that edge rusher. We always want that guy to come in, give us 12, 15 sacks, take over. We haven't found that guy. And again, we're literally, literally in a scenario where this year we could use another edge rusher. I think that,
Yeah.
Dante Fowler is solid, has been solid. I think has played through a lot this year, been a little bit hurt. Um, Still, it can man a defensive end spot, right? I think that he will be our edge rusher, and he's an edge rusher that I think that we've seen that you can count on, is durable, gritty guy, will be on the field. But I do think that this year is no different. He does need a tag team partner, and he needs somebody that can potentially, take over a game early. The biggest thing I think with the position that we're in, with all of the talent that we have on our team, is we really have just enough talent that I think will still be potentially returning next year to continue, just continue this onslaught that we're on of having talent with poor coaching, or whatever. It's all of these anyway. Not even going. We're not
Right.
going
Right.
to go on a rant today. But I think if you look at the Falcons next year with a new coach, it is a potential that I think that we do have a propensity to potentially go offense uh, as well too. Because I know a lot of people are clamoring for a special quarterback, which we will touch on as well.
Oh, we about to get
Um,
into that.
we definitely will get onto that soon. But there are a lot of guys, and to be honest with you, it just seems like the quarterback position is pretty hot this year as well. Because there's another guy, to be honest with you, even outside of the aforementioned Trey Lance, we got to mention. Of course, we're gonna talk about him a little bit later. But Zach Wilson out of BYU, right? So there's so
Yeah.
many different directions we can go, man. But like I said, Big Jimbo, we can let's get into it, man.
Hey, and look here, y'all. Matt Shaw is a free agent coming this offseason. So, I mean, I know the salary cap is hell right now. And that new GM finna have to walk into that salary cap. No question
Salary,
about it.
you said
But
it
Matt
right.
Schaub is
Salary,
not. We only got two quarterbacks on the roster right now. And that's Matt Schaub and that's Matt Ryan. And we
correct.
probably gonna let Matt Schaub walk. That $3.5 million can probably be used elsewhere. You understand me? So at the end of the day, like I said, it really do. Excuse me. It really do depend on that GM and that head coach. And with Matt Schaub hitting the door, uh, we could possibly bring in somebody that can sit behind Matt Ryan these next 1 or 2 years and see what Matt Ryan want to do with his money because he still got to. I mean, he's still gonna have to shave a little bit off that money if we do. Now like you said, I mean, the cream on the crop. You got Trevor Lawrence, you got Justin Fields, you got Zach Wilson, you got Trey Lance, you got Kyle Trask. I mean, you got Mac Jones, I mean, man, the list goes. I mean, Shane Buechele out of SMU, you got Ellinger out of Texas. I mean, look, Jamie Newman that opted out of Georgia, he's even getting a little bit of piece of this. You understand me? So you can possibly find your guy to sit down behind Matt Ryan without being no big name guys. I mean, you got Kalen Munns out. I like Kalen Munns out of Texas A&M. I'm talking about we got guys that you can bring in that can actually sit and be ready. You know what I mean? To come in. I mean, I like Desmond Ryder. I like Reader out of Cincinnati. I mean, I got the list in front of me, but I got the name. I got these names of guys that I don't seen on the college football field that can potentially sit for a while, then eventually get in, kind of like a Patrick Mahomes type of deal.
Right.
So I'm finna go ahead and jump out there first. Who I think they'll go at number 8, Mike, and then I'm gonna let you ride on out in the sunset. So let me go ahead and pick out who I think. And me personally, I want to go secondary, and I'm gonna tell you why that pound for pound ATL. We are ranked number 30 in the league in pass defense. That's the worst. That's the worst on the team right now. When you come to both sides of the ball, we're ranked number 30, right? Okay. The opponent's completion percentage against when we play against the other team, they complete 68.44% of their passes. So way over half of the time they throw the ball, they can complete a pass. That go back to the secondary now. Let's go back to coverage. Ranked 30th. Let's go back to coverage. We allow 285 yards per game. That's almost 300 yards a game. You ain't gonna beat nobody if you averaging over if you giving up over 250 yards a game. It's just look at the numbers. You're not gonna beat nobody that way. And we averaging 285. The other team averaging 285 against us. Now go back to the secondary. In the last three games, two of those games being the Saints, we gave up 210 points. 210 yards per game. Now those two of those games the Saints they beat us, but they didn't just molly whopped it. You know what I mean? They had Taysom Hill twice, and then the first game he didn't even throw the ball. He didn't even throw a touchdown. Let me change that. He didn't throw a touchdown. So if you factor in the Saints and we still giving up 210 yards per game, that's coverage. So what I want to do, I want to go safety or I want to go corner. So with that being said, and me and Mike was talking about this before the show, you're not finna pick a corner or safety at number 8. I mean, you're just not finna. If you're going quarterback, go quarterback at 8. Or you going if you're going at 8, you're going quarterback, you're going left tackle, or you're going edge rusher. One of the three most pivotal positions on the field: edge, a quarterback, edge, left tackle. That's who you go with number 8 at. So if you ain't gonna go quarterback, trade back a little bit. And if you do, and you go back to a good enough spot where Patrick Surtain the second is still sitting there, go with a Patrick Surtain. And then me and Mike got to talking about him a little bit, and then we really wasn't feeling Surtain. you know, watched a little film and everything. We really wasn't feeling him like we really, Mike. We really wasn't feeling him like we really wanted to feel him. We felt like J.C. Horn, the corner out of South Carolina, 6 foot, 200-pound junior who put Jake Fromm out of the misery a couple. That was Horn that put that pick six, or that was the other one.
No,
That
let
was
me
the
tell
other
you something.
corner.
That was McQuamu, but let me tell you something about
Kwame,
JC
yeah, yeah.
Horn though. JC Horn, I think, to be honest with you, you ain't far off with JC Horn. I think the
No,
guy that's the number one corner, to be honest with you, I would say from day one is JC Horn. I think, his dad. I mean, you really I like how you nailed JC Horn because his dad was one of the greatest receivers in New York. Well, excuse me, New York. New Orleans, even
New
worse,
Orleans, yeah.
twice as bad. Twice as bad for the New Orleans Saints. I think he played for the Falcons for a little bit, but we don't even
That's old
boy,
news, yeah.
we can't even speak on that. But anyway, his son is like I said, I'm glad he opted out because it was clear he was the best player on South Carolina's team. He shadowed the number one receiver every week, and he went everywhere that he went. Right. I think
Right.
Mukwamu is more of a bigger guy. I think he's a guy with a little bit stiffer hips, which is probably why he's falling into the third or fourth round. But he's really a guy, to be honest with you, why I feel like there's not really a reason to just jump on that corner in the first round too, because I think no another guy I think we mentioned too that's pretty high as well as I believe it's Caleb Fairley as well too.
Out of Virginia
Out of
Tech.
Virginia Tech. You know, I I like what I see out of him so far. I think that a Caleb Fairley is I mean he's got good ball skills, but again it's always that ACC competition. Is it really is he really seeing good receivers every week? And I mean elite receivers that you know translate to Sunday. So I think anytime you look at corners out of the ACC, it's always question marks on them. But again, we
Yeah.
drafted a pretty good corner out of the ACC this year, and that's worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah. So I mean, you still got Eric Stokes from Georgia. You got Tyson Campbell from Georgia. I mean, Asante Junior, Asante Samuel Jr. You got him out of Florida
Ooh,
State. Sean
love
Wade
it,
out of Ohio
love it.
State, and Asante Samuel is 5'10", but I mean, still, I mean, boy, look here, the boy got good feet work now. So if I'm the Falcons and this is my pick and this is how I'm doing it, then Mike, you can go ahead and do your what you'll do at number 8. If I don't want to go QB, that's just me. I mean, I wouldn't mind because eventually we're gonna have to go there. But I think that this quarterback class is so deep that you can get somebody in the beginning of the second round, like
Mm,
all those quarterbacks I named off, that can come in there and sit for 2 years and still be able to produce like not. I mean, be on that level as producing and molding your type of quarterback as a new GM and a new head coach. I mean, and I don't want to go QB, so I'm a GM right now. I want to step back. I want to fall back a little bit. I want to go with a J.C. Horn, or I want to go with a Shante Samuel Jr. And I like Tyson. I like Tyson Campbell out of Georgia too, 6'2", 180. I like him too. But one guy that's starting to trend up a whole lot. I mean, these last couple of, I want to say 3 weeks or so, and that Darion Kendrick is out of Clemson. I like this corner man. He's 6 foot 190. He's the prototypical looking type of cornerback. He's that. I mean, he's like that Darius Slay type of thicker Darius Slay type of guy. And I would take him. I mean, but he might be there in the second round or the third round. He might be down there. He could be a steal, but his draft stock is starting to go up a lot. Now Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech, 6'2", 197. He don't had a bad year. He probably should have opted out. He's one of those type of guys that probably should have opted out. But if I'm going 8, man, I want to trade that pick, probably get an extra second round pick, and maybe get like a Tyson Campbell or a Sean Wade if they still there in the second round. And that, I mean, you get 2 for 1. And then, and I mean safety. I like Javon Hollins. I like the 6 foot 196, 196 pound corner out of Oregon. But as of right now, I want to trade back, and I'm gonna stick with Asante Jr. Asante Samuel Jr. I'll trade back and let somebody have whatever they want to have. I trade back into the second round of the bottom of the first. I go back to the bottom of the first, and I get Asante Samuel Jr. at number 8, man. That secondary needs some help. I mean, I just ran off. We 30 in the lead in pass defense. I mean, you can tell, you can say Jimmy Well, the edge will help. Edge will help the secondary. But look what our edge been doing now for us in this season, and then they really ain't came around like we wanted it to.
that's right.
So, and I mean, you still got to think about a Demonte Casey. Is we going to bring him back? Do we want to go safety? I think we need to go corner again. I really do, because it kind of been like a turnstile. Denard is not coming back. Let's just be real. He's not coming back. I mean, it really depends on who you are as a GM. And with me being at the GM right now, I want to trade back, made it to the later round of the first, later in the first, and I'll go with Shante Samuel Jr. out of Florida State, 5'10", 180-pound corner. Help out that secondary. AJ Terrell starting to come around. You can plug. You already got Keanu Neal if we re-sign him. If we resign KZ, you can plug him back in there. I think we're gonna let Ricardo Allen walk. I would let Ricardo Allen walk because the money he's due to get next year, I probably don't want that on my books. The dead cap hit really won't be that bad. I don't know what it is right now exactly, but that probably won't be that bad. But I want to get Rico off the books. And sorry about that, Rico. I appreciate everything you done did for us. I really do appreciate it. Salute.
Hmm.
But I mean, I trade back and then I'm going secondary, Mike. And I'm going to stick with Asante Samuel Jr., the 5'10", 180-pound corner out of Florida State. That's what I think the Falcons should do. Trade back. Let's get some extra picks and let's try to load it up a little bit. And now, Mike, pound for pound ATL family, we've been waiting, big dog. Let's see
Ooh,
what you're going to do at that number 8 pick, man.
man, listen,
Shock the people,
listen.
make the people
I,
happy, or however you want
I,
to do it. It's on you, big dog. What's up?
so first of all, I'm just gonna let you know right now. You probably gonna look at me funny when I say my pick. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of explaining. I'm gonna have to let you know what I was thinking because people are gonna think that I'm losing my mind. Because to your point, first of all, great points about the defense. Because I think that when you build championships, and my thing about it is, let's be honest, there's not much defense being played in the NFL as a whole right now. I think
No,
that any team that is able to get better on defense after a COVID-stricken year with, it just been an unorthodox year, with the not being able to work out with your teams, rookies learning through Zoom calls,
yeah,
everything about, this past year was kind of weird. Definitely, you would have thought that the defenses would have, came ready to play, but a lot of defenses just kind of have folded up the tent, right? So, I think that if we traded back, to be honest with you, got a corner, got AJ Terrell some help, I think that could bode well for our secondary. Really, not just next year, but just long term, because AJ Terrell he needs a playmate on the other side to really make things comfortable for him. Because I think, like I said, I think we're comfortable with Kendall Sheffield out there, but we definitely can use an upgrade, right? But I think, where does that upgrade come from? Is it in free agency? Maybe. I don't know. Is it in the draft? I'm not sure. Like I said, Caleb Fairley, like I said, I think to your point, he could have opted out. So I'm a little, I'm a little iffy on Caleb Fairley. And like I said, Surtain played against some good competition, but I think at times he's looked shaky as well also. But I think, later, towards, I would say probably the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's probably played as good as any corner in the nation, right? But again, that's defense. And like I said, my job is to give you guys offense. So you're like, man, why did you guys make me wait? Anyway, so at the number 8 pick, let's talk about who is on the board right now, because I think it'll kind of help you guys understand my pick a little bit more, right? Because I know everybody is clamoring for Trey Lance right now at number 8. And don't get me wrong, turn on the tape on Trey Lance. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Elite arm. I mean, proven leader, great system, got the underdog story. I think, really didn't even have to play in a game this year. Played in one game just to show people that he still got it, throws for 4 touchdowns. I don't think there's a lot that you can say bad about Trey Lance, with the exception is that we almost don't deserve a Trey Lance. Here's why I say that. To be honest with you, everybody knows it. Whether you like it, love it, hate it, we have Matt Ryan for another 2 years. So because of that, we have a former MVP for another 2 years. So we're going to go with the hypothetical scenario that this general manager has talked to Matt Ryan, understand that Matt Ryan wants to be in Atlanta, so on and so forth, has explained to him the system, and now he's got some input on Matt Ryan about the things that he may like or may not like going into, year, I don't know, 12, 13. Matt Ryan will be, 36 years old. So he's going to be looking for a couple of different things, right? And we're going to look at who's on the board. He's going to be looking for some security, because it's clear that definitely he's gun shy. I think he's been hit so many times that, like I said, I'm not even sure if he wants to play football some weeks after some of the weeks that the offensive line does for him. So left guard is a possibility, but the only left guard that I think is draftable this high will be off the board, and that's Penei Sewell from Oregon, who is a absolute animal on the offensive line, a franchise shifting lineman on the offensive line. We won't see him. We won't touch him. He'll be gone long before we get him. So, I started to look, at some of the mock drafts, and I started to kind of work down number 8, and I said, well, okay, well, who's left on the board? You got a Jamar Chase on the board, former Biletnikoff winner who opted out last year, who I think, to be honest with you, look, you can't say who is the next Julio Jones, but my gosh, when he's on, he can be as good as anybody. I said when I saw his tape that, Jamar Chase was unguardable as a sophomore in the SEC on one of the greatest offenses in SEC history, NCAA history. So you got a Jamar Chase on the board. You got a speedy guy like Jalen Waddle on the board. And let me tell you something about Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is one of those 2-for-1 guys. He can get you a speedy, deep threat at receiver from day one, and you instantly have a kick returner and a punt returner. So that's 3 positions a guy can play for you from the jump and really be, who knows how good he can be. To be honest with you, Jalen Waddle was probably he was the second best receiver basically on his team and in college football, because they also had the first best receiver on their team in Devontae Smith, who's also on the board, right? So, you see where I'm going here, right? And you ask yourself, why do we want to get another receiver? We already have Russell Gage and Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. Well, let me tell you something. Let's not forget about the receiver position, because, again, we got Julio Jones is getting up in age, even if he does want to stay in Atlanta. Calvin Ridley is going to be asking for some money. Hopefully, we'll be able to afford Calvin Ridley, but there's a slight chance that we may not be able to afford Calvin Ridley, and he may be able to go elsewhere. I doubt we let him walk, but again, the possibility is out there. So you see this theme I'm going, where it's like, we look like a strong team right now, but don't think that if a receiver is not out there, that we won't go ahead and take him and bring him in the fold and have him dynamic from day one. Because let me ask you, if you got a Julio Jones, a Calvin Ridley, and a Devontae Smith on your team, you take that with Matt Ryan. I think Devontae Smith is a better receiver for Matt Ryan at this point than Jalen Waddle, because Jalen Waddle is more of athletic guy. But again, do not forget about Devontae Smith. So I almost went Devontae Smith, but with the number 8 pick, I'm going Kyle Pitts, tight end from the University of Florida, for this simple
Oh,
reason. For
man.
this simple reason. If we are looking, my thing about it is this: for as much as we want the Falcons to completely reconstruct, rebuild, transform, so on and so forth, we still have a lot of pieces in place. Deion Jones still leads that defense. Grady Jarrett is still on that defense. There are a lot of this team still has a lot of leadership still left around. My thing about it is like this: we've seen the offense go through periods where they look absolutely abysmal. We need more playmakers, and I mean playmakers. I don't mean role players. I don't mean guys like Gage that have it's taken 3-4 years and he's evolved into the type of player that he is, which is a very good player. Don't get me wrong. But again, I think utilizing a Hayden Hurst and a Kyle Pitts with potentially, let's say, let's go in theory. Let's just play that wild game of Eric Bieniemy. I think, do if you got a good tight end one and you got two tight end ones on your team, look at what Bill Belichick did with two tight ends. I think having another receiving tight end in the red zone, Kyle Pitts in the red zone would be absolutely amazing. So I think our biggest problem is not necessarily getting to the red zone, it's scoring in the red zone. And I
That's
think
right.
I would go number 8, red zone buster, our new red zone weapon, because the NFC needs a mismatch problem at tight end. The NFC South does not have a mismatch at tight end. And I think at the number 8 pick, we get a mismatch problem. Kyle Pitts, that's the first one. Big Mike Dub, pound family.
And hey, man, I mean, Kyle Pitts has been going insane. Let's just be real. 36 receptions, 641 yards, 11 touchdowns, 11 TDs. Hey, I'll take it. Hey, look here, man. I remember when Jimmy Graham came into the NFC South and he set that thing on fire. When the last time we had a Jimmy Graham style type of tight end in the NFC South, besides Olsen that played for North Carolina, played for the Panthers,
Right.
he still didn't do what Jimmy Graham did. I'm sorry. So far as like opening that thing up, and my God, I like Hayden Hurst. Do not get me twisted.
Right.
But the Ravens let Hayden Hurst walk for a reason. I, let's just be real. And that will give Matt Ryan that red zone security. Now you got to, if you thought I was gonna bring him up during the show, you lost your mind. You got to get rid of Dirk Cutter in order for Kyle Pitts to flourish in
Oh,
Atlanta.
absolutely. This is not a
Yeah,
Dirk Cutter
did,
pick. You
did,
don't listen to this Dirk Cutter.
Mike making that pick solely off Dirk Cutter being the hell up out of Atlanta, Georgia. That's how Mike making that pick. So don't think that. Okay, no, this is post Dirk Cutter. Mike making that pick off of. So me at 8, I'm trading back. I'm going secondary. Mike, he gonna stay at 8. He gonna go Kyle Pitts out of University of Florida, 6'6". Jesus Christ, 11 touchdowns. Oh God, man, stretch the defense. I mean, can stretch the field, tight end screens, blocking. Might be a little off a little bit, but that'll come along with the game. Okay, but tight ends really ain't blocking like that no more, anyways.
Right.
Gronkowski and them came in there and just changed that. That don't really get down like that no more. And we ain't seeing Hayden Hurst really blocking anyway. They bring him out and bring in somebody else who can't even block. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Kyle Pitts can't go wrong. Trading back, going to the secondary, with being ranked number 30 in passing defense right now, giving up 285 yards a game. AJ Terrell stay on the course that he's on. He's gonna need another person over there. So I want secondary. I want safety, but I can't go 8. I cannot go 8 for corner and safety. I cannot sit at 8 and pick a corner or safety. That's way too high. Me and Mike talked about that. Kind of don't make no sense. So great pick over there, Mike. This is pound for pound ATL, man. We had to drop a little quick little sum on y'all real quick at that draft position because boy, look here. The offseason is slowly approaching. Do not get it
Mm-hmm.
twisted. You can
And
catch
before
me
you know
on
it,
Twitter at Jimmy Obama, JIMMYOBAMA. And please do not call me no damn New Orleans Saints fan. I don't give a damn how many times they beat us. It is what it is. Big Mike, plug that Twitter, man. Let's get up out of here, big dog.
Follow your boy on Twitter, man. Your boy Big Mike Dub, MIKE_DUB. Follow. I will follow back, tweet, retweet, show love, keep tapping in. We're gonna keep these draft specials going in. I don't care who else do it. Y'all tap in with us. We're gonna keep giving it to you. That's it.
And that's it. Hey, that's the show, man. If that we were picking that number 8, that's what me and Mike could do. Time to start thinking about this off season because this season is kind of down the toilet. Pound
Mm-hmm.
for pound ATL, y'all stay frosty. Stay tuning in. Catch me and Mike tomorrow on that Saturday morning show. We're gonna talk a little Los Angeles Chargers, and it is what it is. Atlanta Falcons for life. We in here. Pound for pound ATL, baby. Shout out to JR. We'll see y'all on the Saturday show and catch us Tuesday on that live show,
Yes,
7
sir.
p.m., 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Holler at your boy, brush your teeth, and wear your mask. We up out of here,
Always.
baby. Pound
Yes,
for
sir.
pound
Rise up.
ATL.
Rise up.